Would it be Oxford who shone brightly in the build-up to this year's Varsity match? Their preparations continued with a tough away trip to Clifton to face Bristol. The Dark Blues were strong up front, but otherwise they got off to a slow start, and it was the home team who dominated the early exchanges. Wing George Watkins started the season with Cardiff Blues. He showed his pedigree by racing down the left touchline for the opening try. The professional side's forwards were taking control. Oxford's defence had no answer to this driving maul. Prop Ellis Genge in the middle of all this. Another Bristol attack swept left, and once again it was the forwards who forced their way over. Hooker James Stevenson making it 19-0. The Oxford backs showed their abilities, but this chance went begging. Time for the forwards to take over. The first of two tries for lock Tom Reeson-Price. Converted by outside half George Cullen. The Packs may have looked as though they were on fire, with the steam rising from the forward exchanges, but Bristol went into half-time leading 26-7. Oxford captain Jacob Taylor urged his side to take a positive attitude in the second half, and after Reeson-Price had streaked away for his second try, Bristol hit back. A second score as well for Jermaine Jones, the Bristol left wing, which made it 31-14. Referee Darren Gamage soon awarded a penalty try to the Dark Blues after the seven-man home puck had crumbled with another scrum 5 metres out from the line. Cullen's conversion cut the gap to 10 points. Graham McGilchrist made up for his earlier 10 minutes in the sidelines with a try that made it anyone's game in the closing 10 minutes.
3 tries from the second row.
Indeed, a triple for the Locks, while the home side simply had no answer to the technique and power of Lewis Anderson, Nick Gardner and the outstanding Ian Williams in the front row for Oxford. Seeing they were in grave danger of losing, Bristol opted to go for the posts when they earned a penalty on the edge of the Oxford 22, and Sheedy's kick took them 2 scores clear. That didn't deter Oxford, who kept going to the end and were rewarded with their 5th try of the night in the left corner by replacement fullback Kit Goodfellow. Matt Janney's conversion attempt went wide, and the game ended in a narrow win for the home side. Plenty of food for thought for Oxford.
Yeah, look, disappointing. We showed glimpses of the rugby we can play, which was pleasing. It's going to be the challenge for us to make that an 80-minute performance and to be able to switch it on when we need to.
Yeah, disappointing in some ways, I suppose, because the way that we started and the way that the game sort of got away from us before we even got off the bus, I suppose, in some ways. But pleased in the character the boys showed at the end. They scored some good tries, forcing Bristol to take a penalty, to get the 2 scores in front.
We have done a lot of work up front, and it's obviously part of our game that, it's part of our strength. So it was really pleasing to see some exceptional performances in the front row. Ian Williams around the park as well as in the tight was excellent. So we just need to keep building on that and not get ambushed early on.
We've got to make sure that doesn't happen again. And the boys, like I say, they just turned it round. They focused on some processes and got themselves back in the game. Some good defensive sets, and I think that they gained confidence. Players that had made mistakes in the first 25-30 minutes started playing themselves into a bit of form.
Yeah, I guess what it should show us that we're capable of winning games like that, and that's got to be our goal from now on in. We don't want to just defer to the Varsity match. We want to win rugby games all the way through. That's how to breed a winning team, is to win games. So that's our goal.
They took the game to the opposition. Obviously, it's going to be like that in December. You've got 2 teams taking the game to each other, so everyone knows as well at the moment that they're playing for places.
It's starting to build slowly, but these are like small blocks at a time. So obviously frustrating elements, but we've got to look in the longer term and realise that we've got to put a few blocks in it at a time and it'll slowly build.
Oh, I think we've got a lot of work. You know, I understand Cambridge are doing pretty well at the moment, and they're firing, you know, with all guns blazing, and obviously taking a lot of confidence with what they're doing at the moment. So I think we know we've got a lot of work to do at the moment, and we're just going to get our heads down and do it and see what happens.